496-8888.
Arizona PBS celebrates a moment in time made possible by Rock Springs Cafe. Phoenix rose from the ashes in 1868, growing from a thriving agricultural town to a culturally diverse city. Phoenix is now the 5th largest city in the U.S. with over 1 million people.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
We all want to live a long life, right? We just don't want to get old. And I want you to remember this. There's no scientific basis for our belief that aging causes joint pain, memory loss, and a loss of independence. I'm going to show you how you can live like an active 60-year-old when you're 103.
Saturday at 4 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com.
Whitfield Nursery, proud to support Arizona PBS, a Valley tradition since 1946. Over 200 acres of Arizona-grown trees, citrus, and palms. Complete custom design and installation. And Whitfield Nursery still does the digging. WhitfieldNursery.com.
Deanne Griebel, now with Moores & Cabot Investments, serving investors since 1890, proudly supports quality programming on 8 Arizona PBS, 480-725-9602.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
The hidden homeless. In a special Cronkite News report tonight, we take an in-depth look at the leading cause behind the rising number of older Arizonans who have found themselves living on the streets.
If they would think of us as humans, we're not all dirty, nasty, trashy scums.
Plus, we let the people struggling to make it tell their own stories of survival.
In a look at several ways you can better prepare for your own retirement.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to a special Cronkite News report, The Hidden Homeless. I'm Ellie Nakamoto-White.
And I'm Anthony Totri. Thanks for joining us. For many people, their vision of retirement is likely a life of leisure, but homelessness is on the horizon for too many Arizonans approaching retirement.
Tonight, we'll introduce you to people just like you who never imagined they'd be living on the streets, and then we'll discuss ways you can avoid ending up in a similar situation after retirement.
Up first, Cronkite News reporter Jenna Iannone shows us the surprising statistics.
As 10,000 people turn 65 every day in the United States, some are financially unprepared. Older Arizona residents receive an average monthly Social Security check of about $1,400, but face rising rent ranging from $750 to more than $1,000 a month. In Maricopa County alone, the number of people older than 62 who were homeless increased 53% between 2011 and 2014. We went to advocates and people who need help to learn more about the hidden homeless.
I've never homeless before in my life. I've always had jobs, and I didn't realize how bad the situation was till I seen it, but I never paid any attention until I got over 6 years old, and I started seeing things a little bit differently.
75-year-old Viola Campbell is like many people who expected a decent life in retirement. Instead, the widow was battered by rising housing costs in California and too little income. She ended up at Justice Center here in Phoenix, a nonprofit that serves people 55 and older who are homeless.
We will have 50% of the seniors who are in danger of becoming homeless.
After working most of their lives, the reality of rising costs for rent, medical needs, and food soon set in for many older Arizonans.
The average Arizonan who receives Social Security, their average Social Security check is a little over $1,400 a month. So there's a lot of reasons why people are all of a sudden confronted with potentially being homeless or at the risk of losing their house.
Justice Center's director says that we need to remember that older people who are homeless could be your parent, your grandparent, or even you.
Something doesn't matter to you until it affects someone you love.
Many people may not know of the hidden homeless, but some advocates have been aware for several years. A 2015 Department of Economic Security report delivered this warning. Existing systems and policy must adjust to the upcoming surge of people age 62 and over that will soon flood existing resources and challenge old methods of assisting the homeless. Justice Center's director says government and business leaders are failing older Arizonans who are homeless or at risk of being so.
There's a shortage of affordable housing, and by affordable, I don't mean subsidized or publicly held. It's housing that the working poor, the elderly, those of us that don't make a lot of money can move into and have a good community to come home to.
It's also difficult for some people to get medical or financial benefits because they've lost the necessary government IDs, like driver's licenses and birth certificates.
Yeah, I'm ashamed that I'm homeless. And I'm ashamed that I'm not important enough that somebody will let me have my birth certificate. I don't know. It's not right.
Attorney Ernest Shaver provides pro bono legal counsel to Justice Center, and he says that clients just want to be treated well.
I've had people, actually in tears saying, "Why are you so nice?" And all I've done is sit there and listen to them for 15 minutes and hear them out.
Campbell has just one request for those who may judge people in her situation.
Treat me like a human being.
Emily Dean and I spent a lot of time speaking with people experiencing homelessness, and we got to sit down and hear their experiences and how they reached where they are today.
Yes, a lot of the stories we heard were eye-opening to this growing issue and really put into perspective that this could happen to anyone.
I have kids, I have grandkids. I grew up here. I paid taxes my whole life.
When my husband and me got thrown out for our apartment, we were outside in the alley. We were there for a while. Then one morning I woke up, he was dead from being depressed because we were homeless.
But out here, there's no affordable housing, nowhere. There used to be a strong homeless coalition. They don't have that anymore. They don't have nobody to speak up for them.
If they would think of us as humans, we're not all dirty, nasty, trashy scums.
There's times, in all honesty, you want to kill me, I don't care. I'm that depressed. I never thought I'd admit that, but it's true. There's also shame in being homeless. Maybe not for everybody, but there is for me.
This whole system is not right. Like, everything's not going the way it should be.
A lot of people out here are traumatized and just don't know what direction to take or where to go because they're afraid, and all they know is this place.
There are good people. Don't get me wrong, there are good people there. And I've made friends. And we try to support each other, but we still all suffer through it.
Help each other, help each other, help each other. No matter what, no creed, race, or anything, just help each other.
These were only a few of the stories we came across, affecting people of all backgrounds. So what can you do now to be more secure in your own retirement later and ensure that this doesn't happen to you? Jenna has several solutions.
What are some ways that you can gauge your retirement readiness? We've found 3 helpful sites for you to check out. The first is from the Department of Labor. It's a simple PDF telling you your top 10 ways to prepare for retirement. There's also a really cool graph that shows you the advantages of starting early. But if you haven't started early, fear not. There's a site from AARP, and it's an interactive guide that shows you whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, what you can do to prepare for retirement. It also shows you different modules about savings, managing your assets, or investing, and when you click it, you can learn a little bit more. So our third and final site is also from AARP, but this one's cool because it's a little bit more interactive. So you'll take this online quiz with this little chat bot in this module where he's going to ask you some questions that are going to give them a better idea to give you some personalized advice for your retirement plan. So first he wants to know our age. So for the sake of the quiz, we'll say we're 60. And now he's going to ask us how many years until we'd like to retire. Let's say less than 5 years, because that sure would be nice. And then he wants to know Let's see. There's plenty you can accomplish in the retirement home stretch. Do you see yourself working during retirement? Well, let's say no, just because wouldn't that be nice to not have to work during retirement? So basically, you'll go through and you'll complete this quiz with this little chat bot, and he's going to give you some custom tips to personalize your own retirement plan. For more information and to check out these sites yourself, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Jenna and Emily are joining us now. And Jenna, what was the most surprising thing you learned?
I think for me, the most surprising thing was just the lack of attention that this issue is getting. There's really a focus on the younger age group, and to me, I think there needs to be a little bit more attention drawn to it because there's more seniors on the streets than ever before.
Now, I know you guys both spent a lot of time out there. Emily, were you able to talk to anybody that ended up being able to find housing?
Actually, yes. So Viola Campbell, who we saw earlier on, actually was able to achieve housing through Justice Center's extended care program. And we actually got to go out to Mesa, and it was really heartwarming to see her in her new place.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for giving us some insight on this growing problem in our community.
Of course.
Thank you.
Coming up next on Cronkite News at 5, combating the problem of domestic violence in Native American communities, how one program is focused on helping victims heal from years of trauma.
And in the current political climate, is bipartisanship even possible? We ask Arizona leaders from both parties what they think.
The weather around Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News. Here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon. Some of the best players for their program.
Cronkite Noticias is the Spanish-speaking division of Cronkite News, covering topics such as economics, education, sustainability, immigration, and border relations. Cronkite Noticias strives to serve the Spanish-speaking community in Arizona. Under the guidance of prominent Spanish-speaking professionals, students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism develop content for our broadcast partner, Univision, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. Explore Cronkite Noticias at cronkitenoticias.azpbs.org.
With wildfires, a scarcity of water, and other environmental issues facing the Earth today, it's critical to stay up to date with local impacts of a changing climate. That's why we created Elemental, covering sustainability, a multimedia collaboration between public television and radio stations. From climate change to water conservation to renewable energy and much more, Elemental covers the latest in sustainability news. Find our stories on our website, elementalreports.com.
Domestic violence affects 1 in 4 U.S. women. However, rates of domestic violence are actually much higher in Native American communities.
Cronkite News reporter Annika Abbott explored one program that's helping Native Americans heal from trauma.
Thea Newbreast from the Montana Blackfeet tribe co-created the gathering of Native Americans curriculum in 1990. She recently led a training of facilitators for the program in Las Vegas. I spoke to her and other attendees about their experience with healing, and in particular about healing from domestic abuse.
My first boyfriend was very abusive, and he almost killed me. I myself I come from a background of domestic violence. My mother was able to leave my father. I think about that a lot.
Since I was growing up, it was acceptable, and I certainly was born into it.
The voices of domestic violence survivors echo each other in this circle. An opening prayer welcomes 75 Native American men and women from across the U.S. They've come to a hotel conference room in Las Vegas to learn how to use tradition to heal from trauma and to help others heal too.
My grandmother was killed by her husband. My mother, my grandmother, my sisters, we've all experienced domestic violence as well as myself.
According to the Indian Law Resource Center, domestic violence affects around 80% of Native women. That's more than triple the national average.
I did do police reports and nothing ever did happen with that. So I knew that that wasn't going to be my healing. My healing was going to be within myself.
The root causes of domestic violence are complex and solutions not easily found.
Domestic violence it's a symptom. It's a symptom of a core issue from long time repeated trauma done to us.
Those traumas date back to the colonization of America.
Like stealing our land, stealing our children, disenfranchising our men, and then stereotyping us that we should be a certain way. All of those they beat you down.
Gathering of Native Americans workshops are centered around healing from issues like suicide, addiction, and domestic violence. Carlton Timms is both a survivor and former abuser, now helping others heal from domestic abuse. He's helping facilitate a gathering in Phoenix.
If you're not in any counseling, or if you don't heal from it, or are taught otherwise, then you become the perpetrator.
In each gathering, Native attendees learn the 4 steps of healing: belonging, mastery, interdependence, and generosity. Divided into teams, these women create a poster representation of their grief, featuring a red hand, the symbol of abused, missing, and murdered Indigenous women.
And we also have to teach them how to be advocates and come back to a place of healing, a place of huijo, which means beauty and balance in Navajo.
Gathered together, always in a circle, a sense of community and peace are more easily found. Attendees at the Vegas gathering plan to host their own gatherings in their home tribal communities, using what they've learned in this training. Live in the Broadcast Center, I'm Annika Abbott, Cronkite News.
The closure of the Kayenta mine in August and the Navajo generating station in November left almost 700 Navajos without jobs. And if they chose to continue working for the Salt River Project, their new jobs took them off the reservation. But an agreement between the nation and Rhino Health LLC is bringing new jobs right to their front door. A new latex glove factory is being built on the Navajo Nation in Church Rock, New Mexico. Phase 1 of the project, a nitrile glove manufacturing plant, is already in the works. Only Navajo labor will be used to construct Phase 2, which is a manufacturing and warehouse facility. It can't fully replace the number of jobs lost in the closure of the generating station and the mine, but Navajo Nation President Jonathan Nez hopes it starts a cycle of dollars the nation isn't currently seeing.
Of course, it's going to be made in the USA, but it's going to also be labeled as made on the Navajo Nation. And that will bring pride to our Navajo people. It'll bring that initiative, that project will bring about 400 to 500 new jobs into the Navajo Nation.
The first phase is expected to open this month, and the second phase, which will be fully Navajo-owned, is expected to be finished by 2021. The nation is investing $19 million into the project.
Differences between political parties is a nationwide issue, but now it seems differences within the same party may be a problem that can influence the future of bipartisanship in Arizona. Reporter Andrew Christensen went to political events to hear what message the Democratic and Republican parties have when it comes to working together. Andrew?
Over the past few months, I got the opportunity to speak with political leaders from Arizona that weighed in on issues like the Constitution, immigration, and other sources of reform. But what tied all these issues together was whether they believe that bipartisanship is possible in this current political climate.
How is bipartisanship even an option when the Democratic Party now is advocating for a communist platform? There is no bipartisanship.
Senate candidate Daniel McCarthy says most Arizonan Republicans in office and nationwide are leaning too far to the left, calling out members of his own party like Martha McSally, who he says is not vocal enough on opposition to the border wall, the impeachment proceedings, and gun control, and has a message for his own party.
This isn't a matter of trying to create chaos within the party. This is a matter of trying to someone has to have a spine in our party.
However, Arizona Republican Party leader Kelly Ward has a different view, saying that she's working very hard on unifying the Republican Party.
Under my leadership, I am striving to make sure that all Republicans have a voice and have a vote in what goes on inside our party.
But it's not only Republicans dealing with divisiveness. Earlier this year, the Arizona Democratic Party attempted to censure Senator Kyrsten Sinema for not voting along party lines. However, other Democrats in office like Katie Hobbs believe that bipartisanship in Arizona is possible and says she tries not to take a partisan approach in her office.
I have a track record in the legislature of working across the aisle. My freshman year, when Democrats were in a super minority, I had 2 bills passed and signed by Governor Brewer. So I think it is possible.
Others in office like Republican Congressman Andy Biggs says that he's friends with Sinema, but they don't agree on some policies. He urged students at Campo Verde High School in Gilbert to be respectful towards people with different views and said, quote, "Politics has a home for everyone."
You got to have the courage of your convictions. To stand up there and be proud of who you are and what you believe in. Because every one of you has value, every one of you has an opinion, and if it's an informed opinion, you can withstand darn near anything.
According to Mike Noble, the chief of research at OH Predictive Insights, the party that is not in power is usually more united because it has more motivation to win, a trend seen in every election.
Politics I would best describe as like a pendulum, is that it kind of goes back and forth as it sways. And so right now with the Republicans controlling the Senate and of course the presidency, and you also have a very maybe controversial president, you see that, you know, folks on the other side I think are very motivated, and you could easily see it from the impeachment proceedings right now that's going on.
According to a poll conducted by OH Predictive Insights, 17% of Republican voters don't know who they'll vote for in the 2020 election, while only 8% of Democrats don't know. But both parties are alienating independent voters and sticking to their party beliefs.
We haven't seen them really changing their platform, but again, I think they'd be wise to look at the numbers.
Despite differences in parties, issues like veterans benefits have been common ground between Senators Martha McSally and Kyrsten Sinema. They also work together to introduce the Drought Resiliency and Water Supply Infrastructure Act. In the control room, Andrew Christensen, Cronkite News.
World leaders are meeting in Spain today and into next week for United Nations Climate Conference. They're discussing the next steps in the Paris Climate Agreement from 2015. This agreement set up standards for how countries will measure and report the ways that they cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. All around the state, youth are participating in climate strikes. We talked to one of the leaders here in Arizona to find out what they hope to accomplish.
Strike is to kind of stress the need for city action as opposed to state action. And one thing we want is all cities to declare a climate emergency and have a climate action plan. And Phoenix's is currently lacking. It's very, very outdated. It's from like 2007. So we're asking them today to update it to include new demands, new needs, because the city's changed.
President Donald Trump formally notified the UN last month that the U.S. would be withdrawing from the Paris Agreement. If the process is completed, the U.S. will become the first country to leave the agreement in November of 2020.
Right now, thanks to the recent storms over Thanksgiving weekend, winter is in full swing at Arizona's 4 main ski and snow play areas, including Snowbowl and Flagstaff and Sunrise Park Resort in the White Mountains.
And now we have our Ricky Cornish standing by to let us know what we're expecting for this upcoming holiday season. Ricky?
Yeah, this upcoming holiday season is definitely going to be a chilly one, but here in Phoenix, it's not going to be as extreme as it is up in Snowbowl. If we actually take a look at the southwest region of the country, right now in 72 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona, it's going to be nice and hot. And we're looking at similar temperatures throughout this week's forecast. But if we even take a look around the country, I mean, 60 degrees as a high in Vegas, that's pretty chilly, especially because they're in the desert as well. But as you go north, 43 degrees over in Denver, but still down here, 72 degrees in Tucson. So here in Arizona, we're staying pretty warm. Now, if you want to look at your temperatures for the rest of the night, we may be dipping into the lower 60s, around 62 as a high at 9 p.m., but overall, definitely not as cold as you might expect. So maybe bring out a light jacket, and if you're going through across the whole valley, especially for tomorrow, highs of low 70s. So definitely nothing to be concerned about. A light jacket is really all you need. Now, if you want to look at some fun events happening this weekend and tonight, I have you covered. Starting tonight, we have First Friday just out in Roosevelt Row in downtown Phoenix. Definitely going to be a fun event for all friends and family. And then, to talk about holiday season, we have Christmas movies happening out at Scottsdale Quarter. Tonight is Elf, a holiday classic. And then, of course, you guys need to go check out Lights of the World. It's one of the biggest light shows in the entire country, and it's happening right on McDowell Road at the Arizona Fairgrounds. Now, if you want to look at the forecast for this weekend and the rest of your week, a high tomorrow of 72 degrees. Sunday and Monday, we are looking a little bit chilly, so a high of 65. But if you take a look at the rest of the week, high 60s, and then Thursday and Friday, we're dipping back into sunny skies. In the Weather Center, Ricky Cornish, Cronkite News.
For many of us, the holiday season is all about giving.
When we come back, I'll show you what one Valley nonprofit group is doing to bring holiday cheer to families in need.
Stay in the know on the go. At Cronkite News, we work hard to report the facts and keep you updated, whether we're on set or on the scene.
Taking it from the studio to the field. So I'm here in South Phoenix.
In Phoenix, we're just a click away. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
On the next Arizona Horizon is the Journalists Roundtable. The head of DPS is stopped for going 90 miles per hour on I-17, and state regulators want APS to explain why customers were steered toward more expensive rate plans.
I'm Judy Woodruff. Tonight on the NewsHour, Speaker Pelosi directs Democrats in the House of Representatives to draft formal impeachment charges against the president. Coming up after Cronkite News and Arizona Horizon on Arizona PBS.
Every year, Chicanos por la Causa, a local nonprofit, aims to spread a little extra holiday cheer. Now in its 49th year, the Angeles del Barrio gift wrapping event is one way that children across the valley will have at least one gift under their Christmas tree.
Honestly, it warms your heart, especially when you know you come from those communities and you're able to make a difference and you're able to give back and you're starting to see a change. I think that's the best feeling.
The difference that Guadalupe Martinez is talking about comes in the form of Christmas presents. Thousands and thousands of presents. Hundreds of volunteers coming together this week to package these gifts as part of an annual event put on by Chicanos por la Causa, a Hispanic nonprofit organization that aims to serve underprivileged communities in the Southwest. For Brent Summers, this was his first time volunteering.
It feels really good. We're all a team here today, and we're all working together for one great cause.
Volunteers unwrapped stockings, filling them with candy and other treats. Others separating the toys into bags and dividing them equally. The event reuniting some familiar faces and introducing others. Max Gonzalez, the vice president of strategy at CPLC, says that while he's proud of the growth the event has had, the group still wants to do more.
CPLC as an entity is expanding our impact not only throughout Arizona, but we're also in New Mexico, we're in Nevada, and hopefully we'll be in other states soon.
Continuing moving forward, we just want to make it bigger, expand this from 200 to 500 volunteers, and be able to help more and more families each and every time.
Tomorrow, the toys and the stockings will be distributed to families all across the valley, including Phoenix, Yuma, and Tucson.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
How do you do? I'm John Sebastian, and we're going to look back at some of the most popular songs of the folk era.
Well, let me tell you of the story of a man named Charlie. Walk right in, sit right down. So much older than
Tonight at 10 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Arizona PBS provides you great musical performances all year long. And now we have some of the best seats for you to see some of your favorite acts live and in concert. Arizona PBS Box Office presents a backstage pass for you to meet world-class performers and offers a chance to see exciting performances before they sell out. This